Celeb Secrets is hanging out with Kristen Louelle Gaffney today. How are you doing?
I am so excited to be here. It's summer, it's beautiful. I'm in San Diego and I get to talk to you, so I'm pumped.
You are just so busy. I mean, you're a model, you're an influencer, you're an entrepreneur, and the most recent thing that we're going to be talking about today is the Sports Illustrated swimsuit competition.
I know, it's crazy.
Talk to us about it. You are no stranger to this campaign.
No, I've actually done this. This is my third year in a row. It's basically an online search, and it actually is very cool that they're going beyond the typical industry standard model looks and, kind of the connections and the network of who your agent is and whatnot. I'm not signed to a modeling agency. So I was like, I'm screwed growing up. And then I saw this online search a couple years ago and actually made it to the top 16. And I don't think I was ready at the time. It was a new industry to me. I just had my second child. I was really focused on being a mom and staying home. But I learned so much along the way. I tried again last year. It just wasn't my time. And then I really have just stayed focused and said, this is what I want, and I will not stop until I get it. And I tried again this year, full focus with not only SI, but my brand and like everything that I stand for. And I wanted to stay consistent with that. And I think the SI team really saw that in me. And here we are.
Oh my gosh. I love how you just kept going at it, because so many people would quit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get discouraged with things that I want to try. How are you pulling through it?
I mean, the first time I didn't make it all the way, of course, I was totally heartbroken and cried and had one too many spicy margaritas. But I worked through it because I knew in my gut that this is something I was passionate about. And I think when you're passionate about something and your gut is telling you to go after something, you have to follow your gut. You have to follow your heart. They call it a gut feeling for a reason, because your gut, your brain, your heart, they're all connected. And I knew this is something I needed to do, not just for me, but for other women. That might sound cheesy, but I really feel like I'm a mom. Like, I'm 5'6", I'm a size 6. Like, I'm kind of represent the average woman, and I wanted to represent all of these women that I see every single day. So that's really what's been really pushing me through.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm 5'4", I'm a size 6, and I see you, going through your Instagram, and I'm like, okay, finally someone that looks like me.
Yeah.
When you go and in these stores and look at these mannequins and these models, I can't tell how it looks on me. I'm not 5'10" or a size 2.
Yeah. It's totally been missing, which is like 80+% of women. And we need to represent the everyday woman. And so that's why I feel like my goal is to represent you and me.
Totally. Now, how does it feel just to be in such a group with so many different types of women? Because like we said, different shapes, sizes, races.
I love it. On set, there was definitely moments of insecurity because I'm human. I see these stunning, beautiful models, and I'm not a full-time booked model. There's no competition because you guys are all so different. And that really stuck with me. We are all our own unicorns. And that's what I say about women. We are snowflakes. No two of us are the same. And we should embrace that.
Yeah, totally. Now, what was that like going to Atlantic City and doing the shoot? Because I know that everything's coming out in July. So we got a few more weeks until it comes out.
Yeah, it was exhilarating. I'm not a jump up and down, happy-go-lucky girl. I'm more of a, oh my God, what is happening? I can't really breathe. So it really hit me after the fact when I got home, like, oh my God, I just did that. I'm going through my phone, looking at pictures and videos. I'm like, that's Youthside. He's like on his hands and knees, getting the angles. And that's what I've dreamed of since I was a little girl. So the entire experience was so empowering as a woman, and also to be surrounded by so many like-minded women. Everyone there was lifting each other up. I mean, we had like sorority moments when we're bawling, crying, telling our deepest, darkest secrets, our family trauma, whatever it is. And I felt so much support, and that was really refreshing because, as you know, as a woman, that's hard to find that female support. So it was nice to be surrounded by so many cheerleaders.
Yeah, and especially, in the industry of modeling, I feel like, there's always that perception that everyone's, in it for themselves and don't really care about everybody else that's around them. So that's really refreshing to hear.
It's very refreshing. It was fun. I'm excited. I haven't seen any pictures, so I find out when you find out.
Oh my gosh. Is that like nerve-wracking for you? Are you super nervous?
It is, because you know your angles, you think you look good, but MJ's been doing this for I think like 15, 20 years. So she knows what she's doing. The team knows what they're doing, and they really rebranded. And I have a lot of trust in that. They're really going, I think, in the right direction, and as usual, breaking industry standards. So I'm happy to be a part of that.
Totally. Now, did you always know you wanted to do Sports Illustrated? Was this something as a kid that you're like, I have to do this one day?
Yes, I remember vividly like, it's hard for me to remember everything, when you're so young, but I have a vivid memory when I was like, I must have been anywhere from 6 to 8, probably like closer to 8. And I went to my best friend's house, and her dad had a magazine stash where people used to buy magazines. And as an 8-year-old girl, you're like, oh my God, it's a woman. And I saw SI, and it was Rebecca Romaine Stamos, or Rebecca Romaine Stamos at the time. And I just thought she was God's gift. I'm like, oh my God, I want to be her. I just couldn't wait to be sexy and just have boobs. So I really looked up to her and I said, I want to do that. But I never really thought I could until they started the Swimsearch, and I just wanted to seize the opportunity.
Yeah. Now, what is this like? You said that you don't have an agent. You're not signed to an agency. How did you get here? How do you book gigs? I'm really curious. That's amazing, though.
I don't know, but I always talk about this with my husband, whether it's modeling or acting or anything in business, your job, life, relationships. If you just keep chopping wood, something's going to happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the scientific Murphy law, but if you keep trying, something good will happen. So my kind of mindset has just been, keep your blinders on. Don't look to the sides. Don't look behind. Don't look in front of you. Just focus on what your goal is. Keep chopping wood every single day. And my goal is to take it day by day. If I can just win the day, I don't win every day. Some days the day totally wins me. Yeah. But if I can just take it day by day and just work my ass off, I think good things will happen.
Oh yeah. Well, luck is when preparation meets
exactly
opportunity. And I feel like you've been preparing for this and really everything in general. So your time is coming.
Yeah, and opportunity, I think, is also created too. Some of it is luck, but I think you create your own luck, and you are who you hang out with. I think that's a huge thing people should really, especially young girls, like, you are who your 5 people you hang out with. So make sure that they're doing great things or they're being better than you. I like to surround myself with people who are doing better than me so that I can learn from them and put myself in the right situations.
Yeah. So now, how many finalists are you guys? Are you still like that 15, 16?
Yeah, I think there's 13 of us, okay. Maybe 13 plus me. So about 13 or 14 girls. And then we all make the digital issue. And then 6 of us, they'll narrow it down to who makes the hard copy magazine. So of course that's the goal. And then they choose, based on the past, 1 to 2 winners. So that's the prize for me. Of course, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, but I came to win. I did not come this far to make the playoffs. I came to win the whole thing. So we'll see what happens. But either way, so many good things will come from this.
Yeah. Do you feel like third time is going to be the charm?
I hope so, girl. I hope so.
I feel like you got this.
I feel good. I feel like I said earlier, if I just keep working, good things will come.
Totally. Now, what would it mean for you to be on that cover or be in the print issue? What would that feel like?
I think just be grateful for the support and honestly proud of myself because it is a journey. You have to let some people go and trim the fat in your life. And just knowing that, I've trusted my gut and my heart the whole way through, I think would be really rewarding. And then, of course, it's a whole catapult of so many opportunities that can come from that. And I'm just excited to seize those as well.
Yeah. Now, I was on your Instagram earlier before we got on the Zoom, and you posted something, and I take the quote from you where you say, I want to be the girl other women look at and say, because of her, I don't give up. So What advice would you give to young girls that are looking at you and they're like, oh, like, I want to be just like Kristen, but I'm kind of afraid to make that step?
I think the hardest part is that first step. I remember at one point in my life, I really wanted to travel, and I heard great advice from a friend. He said the hardest part is booking the ticket. Yeah. So whether it's a business or modeling, or anything you want to do, the hardest part is the first step. That's where all the fear is. But I would encourage girls that where you're uncomfortable and where you're scared, that's where the real growth happens. And if you're scared, you're on the right track. If you got haters, you're on the right track. If you're scared out of your mind, you're doing something right. So I would say trust your gut and don't be scared to take that first step, because once you do that, you're going to gain confidence, and it's a snowball effect. You keep taking these big moves, all of a sudden, like you just feel so proud and confident and fearless. So just take that first step.
Yeah. And how are you balancing everything? Because I know you own a business, you're a mom of 2, you're doing all this stuff with Sports Illustrated. I'm just curious, like, what goes on in your day to day and how are you doing it?
It's so funny. People are like, do you just get to relax with the boys? Like, you'd probably just stay home and drink wine all day. I'm like, I wish. Like, that's what I'm working towards. I can't wait to stay home all day and drink wine. So it's hard to balance. Thankfully, I have such a supportive husband, and he kind of has a similar story to me. He's never given up on his athletic career and just got signed by the Patriots. So I think we're doing a good job setting an example for our kids, but We have a really good attitude. I think you have to embrace the craziness, because if you try to control it too much, you're going to just lose your mind. So I just kind of go with the flow, and we have amazing support system with our family, and they help out a ton. And yeah, we just try to have fun. So I try to balance. I don't think I'm doing it too well, but I'm just going with it.
I love that. Now, are you excited to go to Boston and get back with football season and everything like that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, thankfully we've been there before, so I'm familiar with some people and the places and the weather. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I just can't wait to cheer on my husband wherever he is and just watch him score touchdowns and feel like I'm in college again. And this time we have two little boys with us that can wear that Gaffney jersey, and that's just going to be such a special moment as a parent.
Next on your bucket list, is there something that you really, really want to take on this year?
Yeah, I just signed with Untitled Entertainment, so I kind of started my acting career. I started classes with the legendary Leslie Kahn. She's just a legend in the comedic film industry kind of region. So I really want to get into rom-com type movies, like movies that made me feel good, like Never Been Kissed. That was one of my favorite movies. My Best Friend's Wedding. Any Adam Sandler movie. So my bucket list is to be, I don't care if I have one line in an Adam Sandler movie. So that's what I'm currently manifesting and working towards.